There is a number on a little paper card in your wallet that is more dangerous to lose than your credit card, your debit card, and your bank PIN combined. And here's the part that should make you sit up. If a criminal steals your credit card, you cancel it, and the bank sends you a new one with a new number. And within a week, the problem is mostly behind you. But this number, the one I am about to tell you about, you can almost never change. You are stuck with it. It is tied to your identity for the rest of your life. And once a thief has it, the damage they can do is not a single charge you can dispute. It is something far quieter and far worse. It can poison your medical records, drain benefits you depend on, run up bills in your name for care you never received, and in the worst cases, leave you fighting to prove that the treatments and diagnoses sitting in your file are not even yours. It is your Medicare number, and right now it is the single most actively targeted piece of information in the entire world of fraud against older Americans. The criminals are not crude anymore. They are calm, professional, and they only need you to say it out loud one time. So today I'm going to explain why this number is so uniquely dangerous, the exact scam being used to pull it out of people right now, the strange and serious kind of harm it causes that almost nobody understands, and the precise steps to lock it down and catch it if it has already been used. Get a pen, because this is the kind of thing you protect before it happens, not after. Here is what I'm going to walk you through in order. First, why your Medicare number is so much more dangerous to lose than a credit card, and why you cannot simply cancel it. Second, the exact scam being used most aggressively right now to trick people into handing it over, so you can recognize it the instant it starts. Third, the unusual kind of harm it causes, called medical identity theft, which is not about losing money today, but about something that can follow you for years. And fourth, exactly how to lock your number down and how to check whether it has already been used without your knowledge. Stay with me through the third part especially, because the harm here is not what most people imagine, and understanding it is what makes you careful enough to never let it happen. My name is Reed Banks, and I work as a federal tax specialist. Most of my work is with retirees on Social Security, Medicare, and the federal rules that decide how much of your own money and your own benefits you actually get to keep. And I am making this video because this is one of those threats where the damage is so quiet that most people do not even realize it has happened until it has already spread through their records. I am not here to frighten you. I am here to make you the person this does not work on, and to give you the few simple habits that keep that little paper card from becoming the most expensive thing in your wallet. So let me start with why this number is so uniquely dangerous, because once you understand this, you will guard it differently. Think about your credit card for a moment. If it is stolen, the system is built to recover. You call the bank, they freeze the card, they issue a new number, they reverse the fraudulent charges, and the thief is locked out. There are layers of protection wrapped around that number precisely because everyone expects it to get stolen sometimes. Your Medicare number has almost none of that. It is tied to you, to your identity, to your lifetime of health coverage. And Medicare does not simply hand out a fresh number every time something goes wrong. In the rare cases where they will issue a new one, it is a slow, difficult process reserved for serious, confirmed fraud, not a quick swap like your bank does. So for all practical purposes, the number on that card is permanent. That is the whole problem. A permanent key to your entire healthcare identity printed on a piece of paper. And most people will read it aloud to anyone who calls and sounds official. The criminals know it is permanent. They know that if they get it, it stays valuable for years. That is exactly why it sits at the very top of their list. Now here is the exact scam being run to pull this number out of people right now. And I want you to know it cold because it is convincing. The phone rings. The voice is calm, professional, polite, not pushy. Nothing like the clumsy scam calls of years ago. The caller says Medicare is issuing new cards. Sometimes they say new plastic cards with a security chip. Sometimes they say upgraded cards with new protections. They tell you your current paper card is expiring, or that your number may have been compromised, and that before they can send you the new secure card, they just need to verify your identity, which means reading them your Medicare number. And here is what makes it land. The caller ID on your phone may actually display the word Medicare or a government number, because criminals can fake or spoof any caller ID to show whatever they want. The voice may already know your name and your address, so everything about it feels real. Now here is the single fact that destroys this scam completely, so write it down. Medicare does not issue plastic cards, metal cards, or chip cards. Your Medicare card is paper, on purpose, by design. Medicare is not switching to a new card format. There is no program to send everyone new cards. The only time Medicare issues a replacement is if your card is lost, stolen, or involved in confirmed fraud. And in those cases, Medicare contacts you by mail, never by an unexpected phone call. So the rule is absolute. Nobody from Medicare will ever call you out of the blue to update your card or verify your number. If that call comes, you do not need to be polite, you do not need to explain. You hang up, and if you want to be sure, you call 1-800-MEDICARE yourself, using the number on your own card, and ask. That one move, hanging up and calling them directly, defeats the entire scheme. Now here's the part that almost nobody understands. The kind of harm this actually causes, because it is not what you think. When someone steals your credit card, the damage is money, and money can be refunded. When someone steals your Medicare number, the damage is something called medical identity theft, and it works completely differently. A thief with your Medicare number can bill Medicare for services and equipment in your name, things you never received. That alone drains the system and can eat into benefit limits that you may actually need later. But it goes deeper than money. When fraudulent claims are billed under your number, the diagnoses and treatments attached to those claims can end up mixed into your own medical record. Think about what that means. A condition you do not have, a procedure you never had, a medication you never took, can become part of the history that your doctors see. In the worst cases, people have found their records polluted with someone else's medical information, which can affect the care they are offered, the coverage decisions made about them, and the bills that show up later for care they never got. Untangling that is slow and frustrating, far harder than disputing a charge on a statement, because you are not just correcting a dollar amount, you are trying to scrub false medical history out of a system that assumed it was true. That is why this number matters so much more than a credit card. The money can be recovered. The mess in your records can follow you for years. Let me tell you about Eugene, because Eugene's story is exactly how this happens to a careful person. Eugene is 72, a retired electrician from outside Tucson, Arizona. Eugene got a call, and then a follow-up, offering him a free back brace. The caller said Medicare was now covering it at no cost, that lots of seniors his age were getting them for back support, and that all they needed to confirm his eligibility was his Medicare number. It seemed harmless. It was free. It was framed as a benefit he was entitled to. So Eugene read them the number off his card. A brace did show up. Cheap, useless. The kind of thing he never asked for. But months later, when Eugene looked closely at the notices Medicare sends about what is being billed in his name, he found charges for medical equipment and supplies he had never received, billed over and over under his number. His information was being used, and cleaning it up took months of phone calls, because by then, the false claims were tangled into his record. Eugene did nothing reckless. He was offered something free, framed as a Medicare benefit, and he gave the one number that unlocked everything. That free brace scheme, by the way, has one of the highest individual losses of any Medicare fraud, because once they have your number, the billing does not stop at one item. The lesson Eugene learned the hard way is the simplest rule there is. Nothing offered to you by a stranger on the phone is worth your Medicare number. Nothing. So here's exactly how to lock this down step by step. First, the prevention. Treat your Medicare number like the permanent key it is. Never give it to anyone who contacts you by phone, text, email, or a knock at the door. You only ever share it when you initiated the contact, with your own doctor's office, your own pharmacy, your own hospital, places you chose to reach out to. If anyone calls offering free equipment, a new card, a benefits update, or help of any kind in exchange for your number, the answer is no, and you hang up. Second, and this is the step almost nobody takes, you need to actually read the statements Medicare already sends you. If you have original Medicare, you receive something called a Medicare summary notice, usually every 3 months, that lists every service and item billed under your number. If you have a Medicare Advantage plan, your plan sends a similar explanation of benefits. Most people throw these away without a glance. Do not. Open them and read down the list and ask one question for each line. Did I actually receive this? If you see a doctor you never saw, a service you never got, or equipment that never arrived, that is the early warning sign of medical identity theft, and catching it early is everything. Third, if you find something wrong, or if you ever gave your number to someone you should not have, call 1-800-MEDICARE right away, report it, and tell them you suspect fraud on your number. They can flag your account, investigate the false claims, and in serious confirmed cases, that is when a new number can actually be issued. The faster you report, the less mess there is to untangle later. So if you take one thing from this video, take this. Your Medicare number is a permanent key to your entire healthcare identity. And unlike a credit card, you cannot just cancel it and start over. So you protect it before anything happens. You never say it out loud to anyone who contacts you. Medicare will never call you to send a new chip card because there is no such thing. And the quiet way you catch a problem early is by actually reading the summary notices Medicare already mails you, line by line, asking, did I really get this? Eugene gave his number for a free brace and spent months cleaning up his record. You do not have to. You just have to guard one number and read your mail. If this video helped you protect that number, do me one favor. Hit the like button, because it honestly helps push this in front of one more person before that call reaches them. And with this kind of thing, the timing is everything. And here is what I would genuinely encourage you to do next. Subscribe and turn on notifications. And then actually stick around, because this channel is not a once-in-a-while thing. I am putting out new videos all the time, often several a week, each one breaking down another one of these money and benefit rules in plain English. The scams, the deductions, the Social Security and Medicare moves that quietly decide how much you keep. The people who watch regularly are simply harder to fool and better at claiming what is theirs, because they are hearing about these things early, before they become a problem. So make this channel part of your routine. There is always something new here worth knowing. And the next thing you learn might be the one that saves you or someone you love thousands of dollars. And before you go, please do this one thing, because it matters. Tell the people you love, your spouse, your brother or sister, a friend, the simple rule from today. Never give your Medicare number to anyone who calls you, and never trade it for anything free. Most people have no idea how dangerous that little paper card really is. And a 30-second conversation from you could be the thing that protects them. This is Reed Banks. Take care of yourself, take care of that number, and I will see you in the next one.